Hello wrestling fans, the Wrestling Wizard here, and welcome to another video. Now I cannot believe it's that time of the week again. It's time to analyse the latest shenanigans in this whole Bray Wyatt storyline, this whole Bray Wyatt LA Knight feud. And it's safe to say that things are definitely heating up. We got LA Knight in the ring demanding justice. He wants answers. He claims that Bray Wyatt is the man attacking him. He knows that. And he went on to say, look, every single time you try to put me down, guess what? Here I am. If that isn't baiting Bray Wyatt into attacking him again, assuming this is Bray in the mask, I don't know what is. And it's worth noting as well how the fans seem to be getting into LA Knight. When he said his catchphrase, yeah, there were definitely some people following along. So it's safe to say that this feud, this mini feud so far, is doing wonders for LA Knight and giving him good exposure, and quite rightly so, because let's face it, he is so charismatic and he is absolute fire on the mic. And I always say this, but he gets and gives me young Rock vibes. And just as he was trying to expose Bray by replaying footage that we've seen over the last few weeks of the attacks of the Man in the Mask, he was interrupted by none other than Uncle Howdy. Now I thought it was really interesting. We got this like infrared screen pop up when the mask was exposed when LA Knight was trying to explain things, so I thought that was really interesting. And then Howdy come out with some really noteworthy points really. Again, in the background you saw similar images we've seen in the past, but interesting to see this time LA Knight in the images. Distorted versions, again seeing distorted faces, seeing Wyatt family images again, which is interesting because we keep getting references to the cult leader version of Bray Wyatt, so that's going to be interesting with things moving forward. And Howdy basically said, look, do it. Again, he keeps repeating that. What type of man are you? What are you waiting for? And just as he said, what are you waiting for, there was that female voice again in the background. And am I going doolally, or does that sound like Alexa Bliss? Is this the darker voice, the darker entity of Alexa Bliss? Like, who knows? And then he went on to say, don't you want to be respected? Do it. And that keeps getting repeated. Do it, with the female voice as well. He deserves to be punished. Do it now. He deserves to suffer. The door is closing. And I thought that line was key. The door is closing. Is this the point where basically eventually Bray is just going to have to give in to the darker side, the evil entity, Uncle Howdy, which we assume, of course, is Bray Wyatt and his darker thoughts, and he takes that full circle turn to the dark side and becomes who he was always meant to be and truly revels in who he is. And I think that was very telling. Also, later on in the show, we saw Bray Gate crashing a party, it seemed, by just being in this doorway, this massive doorway, by the way. I mean, Bray Wyatt's like 6'3", and he looked like a midget in that doorway. Who was he arguing with again? We've seen, of course, a couple of weeks ago, Bray in the background in a Karrion Kross Uso segment where he was arguing with someone. It seemed like himself. Is this another entity? Is this someone else in the mask, and Bray is being framed? What do you think? Get down in the comments section, share your thoughts and opinions. And just as that cut off, fair play to LA Knight. He waltzes backstage and pretty clever looking behind your shoulder, because you would. But what was really dumb, really stupid, don't go into a staff room alone. Just as he did that, of course, we saw a Bray Wyatt t-shirt with the logo. Now, I'm glad LA Knight has got a copy of the t-shirt, because I'm still waiting for mine off Euroshop. Come on, WWE. Sort it out. So one thing when I noticed that was, I'm quite jealous that he's got a t-shirt and I haven't. But one thing I was not jealous of course, was out of nowhere the lights go out, and this was eerie, this was creepy. He just used his cell phone to put the light on, and then of course standing there was the mask that we've seen over the last couple of weeks, the same mask attacking LA Knight. And this was very telling, because there's going to be so many questions surrounding this. Who is in that mask? Now, my general assumption at the moment, I guess, if you like, is that is Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt is ultimately going to succumb to the dark side. Bray Wyatt is Uncle Howdy. The blue eyes gave it away, but also if you zoom in with the blue eyes, the contact lenses, of course, covered over the top. Are those the same eyes as Uncle Howdy's? Now, we assume Bray is Uncle Howdy. That is Bray's darker version of him, the ghost of the man who sold the world. But I just thought it was worth noting the eyes. We know from the teeth in previous weeks and the silver grills below that those are the same grills that Bray's been wearing when he's been appearing in the ring. So the eyes now seemingly matching up as well. This all points towards this being Bray, but it could be others. Bray could be being framed by someone or a group. There is this group emphasis, and it's little details I love. These little throwbacks to the Wyatt family in all the segments, and the fact that when Bray comes down to the ring in his entrance and he spins around with the lantern, that's exactly what he used to do when he was a cult leader, Bray. And so there's a lot of teases to a cult. Now there's been a lot of talk, speculation, mainly among fans, not from Bray himself or WWE, that this Wyatt'S 6 could potentially be a faction of 6 people. Now it seems at the moment that this is unrelated and it's just a Twitter name. But if it is going to lead to a faction, then it'll be interesting to see how the likes of Bo Dallas and Eric Rowan, potentially Dutch and Vincent, because they've been spotted, of course, in NXT in the crowd, potentially having a tryout with WWE. So there's so many questions surrounding that. But the big question I've got is, how is this now going to move and connect with Alexa Bliss on Monday Night Raw? Maybe we get more teases, Uncle Howdy teases. We'll have to wait and see. But this is so cool. This is such a cool storyline. Loads of people are slating it, saying, this is too slow. This is taking forever. I'd actually say, show a little bit of respect. I mean, Bray nearly lost his uncle, Barry Windham. I'm glad to hear that he's getting better and he's on the mend. And, well, hopefully, fingers crossed. And let's show our respects at the end of this video to Barry and Bray's family, because this is real life stuff here. And, we're being entertained and it's easy to get selfish. So one thing I'd say is just let's show our respects to Barry. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, be really appreciative if you can like the video, share the video, and even better, subscribe if you're new. And as always, get down in the comment section and share your thoughts and opinions. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.